What it do, my loves? This your girl, 5-star Key. And this is internal wealth, okay? Ooh, the sun is coming down. Look, the sun is bright right now. Okay? Like, okay, so it's okay. The motto to this channel is true wealth lies not in your pocket, but it lies in your mind and in your soul. And then the other motto is in a land where everyone thinks the same, the man or the woman with a different perspective is king or queen. Okay, and a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. I want you to always remember that, okay? Always remember a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset, okay? Because you do not want to start any day thinking about yesterday, the day before, last week, or the week before. You get what I'm saying? You never want to start your days off like that, because that thought alone could literally be hindering your blessing for today. You get what I'm saying? Because every day, this is how I look at life, and this is how I'm thinking about life, and this is how I'm going to think of it from now on. Every day, every day can either hold a millions of blessings for you, or every day can hold a millions of trials or tribulations for you. You get what I'm saying? But you literally pick whichever you want. It's like however you start your day is you, that's how you, what you're asking God, you're asking the universe, you're asking, people around you and things, to react based on what you think. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, always remember a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. Okay. So I do want to thank, the people that do watch, the people that do subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my BS. Thank you so much. Um, anyway, the key verse that I do want to say for this live is Psalms 116 verses 11. And that simply says, I said in my haste, all men are liars. Okay. Now, when I was looking up this verse and, just trying to get more into it, okay, because I feel like this verse definitely goes off of what I'm going to say, like the title of this live and all that, because I really felt like the story when it does come down to the wife, these men wanting this wife to get stoned or whatever, I feel like the story is like just great. And it just shows you how wonderful Jesus God is when it comes down to sin. Okay. Because of course, every sin isn't created equal, but anyway, I'll get into it. I'll get into all that later. But anyway, so Psalms 116 verses 11. I said in my haste, all men are liars. So in this context, the way, it's like the way God is saying, like in my haste. Okay. So that's like God is saying, like, fear the Lord or fear me because I'm telling you the truth. All men are liars. And that, like, that's literally what God is saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, believe what I'm saying. Believe it, understand it. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't even trust your own kind. Sometimes you can't even, like, the people that like, okay, oh, we into the Bible, we into church, or we into the same kind of thing or whatever. But sometimes you can't even trust that. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, dismay. So the other version of this script or whatever, it was saying, um I say in dismay that all men are liars. So dismay in this kind of context was meaning like in a stronger, in an upscale type of fear. It's more than being afraid. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like when it does come down to power and control and things like that, a lot of these men, they want to control certain things that are out of their control or that's not meant for them to control. So with that being said, they will result into other things. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do want to believe that somebody will treat you the way you would treat them. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes people do have secret motives. You get what I'm saying? And that's why you do gotta be close to God. You get what I'm saying? Be close to God. Be close to your higher self. Know what you do like and know what you don't like. You get what I'm saying? Because all men are liars. You get what I'm saying? To a certain extent. Because just think about beforehand, you know, when God flooded the whole world because it was just so the men were so wicked. You get what I'm saying? Because honestly, like I can see why, you know, God really pushes his energy to the women more than the men, because it's like men are literally wicked. And it's like if us women, like just say if us women, if we come from men and we become wicked like y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, are we really the ones to blame for our wickedness? Or is the women really to blame for certain things that we go through or men put us through? Because men was wicked first. You get what I'm saying? Because we came from men. So if my soulmate is wicked, then that means I might be a little wicked. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, anyway. And that's how I, you know, feel about, okay, a woman come from a man. So with that being said, you know, I could see why, you know, God is literally telling us women all the time, men are liars. I'm telling you, these men are liars. They're liars. They're liars. And it's a couple Bible verses about men being liars, because you do have some men that will throw the Bible in, you know, certain aspects of, you know, the day or your life or whatever you got going on just to fit their narrative. You get what I'm saying? Or to fit something that they see that you're doing wrong or incorrectly. You get what I'm saying? So, anywho, so that is definitely the verse for this energy that, you know, I was getting out of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, it was a great story. So anyway, I do want to say this too. I do want to say this because I was looking in this notebook and I was writing things like earlier this year. I can't remember when I wrote this or whatever. But so when it comes down to like Gentiles, right? I know people heard about the Jews, the Gentiles or whatever, right? And you be trying to figure out, oh, which I know I'm not a Jew, so which one am I? You get what I'm saying? So Gentiles is a person who is not Jewish, okay? But a heathen, an unbeliever, or a pagan. But pagan is a person who holds religious beliefs other than those of the main world's religion. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't believe in a certain the main world's religion, you're considered pagan, a heathen, or unbeliever. But in one part of the Bible, it's like I don't quote me on this part, but I was reading somewhere where it was saying, you know, God was mad at the Jews or something like that. But even though the Jews are his favorite or something like that, but God still also favored the Gentiles. So you know, but I'm gonna get more into that once I read it. But anyway, so the Jews, okay, now they use the name the Lord, right? You know how we all say Lord and things like that, right? They use that in place of Yahweh, or you know, YHWH. The Jews put the Lord in place, which was thought, well, well, that's what I wrote. I'm talking about. But anyway, the Jews put that in place, you know, like the name the Lord instead of YHWH, Yahweh. Okay, because they felt like the word Yahweh or the Lord's name was too sacred for sinful men of the Old Testaments to be speaking. You get what I'm saying? Because it was like, okay, y'all men are sinful, so y'all don't need to be saying y'all don't need to be saying the Lord's name, because you know y'all are sinful men. So y'all need to say Lord, Lord, Lord. Don't say it. Don't say Yahweh. Don't say his name. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, but anyway, I wrote that. But and it's more that I wrote, which is crazy. It's some words that I don't even know where I got this information. Like I don't even know where I got this information from. But I wrote that, and but I did feel like that was like kind of informational at the time. So anyway, bam, let's get to this story about this lady who these men were trying to convict her of adultery. You get what I'm saying? Because it was a bunch of men. Like I'm not quite sure if it was a bunch of men, but I'm pretty sure it was. The way this Bible is and the way like the world is set up now, men always want to convict a woman, like especially when it comes down to God or spiritual things. Men love to try to convict a woman of something or try to make a woman feel bad or anything. Okay, because I literally read Bible verses where it was saying that some people they were trying to kill something or something like that, but they thought they were doing God a favor by trying to kill something or something like that. But it's like in reality, it's just like that wasn't something that God wanted. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, so this is John 8. Okay. This is in the New Testament. So John 8 in the New Testament. Now I am going to read it from the new what version? Which one is this? Oh, this is the New Believers Testaments or whatever. NLT. But I do got the King James version right here. And it's like I read both of them. And this in the new LT version and then the King James version of this story in particular is kind of the same. Like it kind of reads like the same or whatever. So anyway, turn this light on. Okay, so anyway, a woman caught in adultery. Okay, so this is verse 8. This is John verse 8, 1 through 11. Okay, this story is amazing. When I say I love this story because it just shows you, it just really shows you about sin. It really shows you about it'll teach you some things about just say men trying to just say, oh, that's an adulterous woman, or this woman did this, or this woman did that. You get what I'm saying? Nowadays, when I think about this type of story, that this could be a setup. You get what I'm saying? Like this type of shit here. And this story could be a goddamn setup because, the way it played out, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like how all these people accusing this woman of something if they didn't set her up to do it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so it says a woman it says a woman caught in adultery. Okay, Jesus returned to the Mount of Olives, but early the next morning he was back again at the temple. A crowd soon gathered and he sat down and taught them. As he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd. Say to Jesus, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says stone her. What do you say? They were trying to trap him into saying something they could use against him, but Jesus stood down and wrote in the dust with his finger. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, all right. Hold on. He stood up again and said, all right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone. Then he stood down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest, only until Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. Then Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, where are your accusers? Did even one of them condemn you? No, no, Lord, she said. And Jesus said, neither do I. Go and sin no more. So that pretty much just, when I read that just made me feel so much better about, just life and what men try, the jacket men try to put on women's backs. You get what I'm saying? Just because a man, okay, like anyway, an adulterous woman, period, is a married woman. You get what I'm saying? It's a married woman and she cheated with a person. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if okay, okay, I don't know why I'm trying to interrupt my life or whatever. Talking about our, okay. I didn't know somebody was outside. So anyway, my love, I did just wanted to say that I did want to bring that to the attention because men are liars, and then when it come down to sin, every sin can be forgiven. You get what I'm saying? And that this is a prime example of that. Like, just because you could, like, a man or whoever looks and sees someone sin, you know what I'm saying? They can be forgiven as long as they're changed their ways. But if they continue to sin and they be like, okay, well, I'm going to repent without showing you that I'm changing. You get what I'm saying? Why is everybody calling me? All right, look, I gotta go. I will see you later, my love.